Wow. You guys applied extra layers of meaning to gardening, screenwriting, shaving, religion, a pen, water, a guitar, going to the movies, shopping for seafood, more gardening, journaling, sailing, a door in the hillside, dirty dishes, language lessons, a playground, creating, backflips, a squirrel, prayer, fishing, a brewery, and abstract art. This is great. Let's talk about this. Howdy, Jeff Bartsch here with Story Greenlight, where we're all about helping creators like you tell better stories so that you can connect with your audience and make your mark in the world. And one of the best ways to make that connection with your audience is to talk about content at its face value, what I refer to as addressing the thing, but attaching deeper levels of meaning underneath the surface, what I refer to as the thing under the thing, by virtue of your choices as a communicator and a storyteller. That was the idea of this challenge right here, and let me tell you, you guys delivered. So what I want to do is to feature some of these submissions from the Story Greenlight community on this challenge, talk about how they work, and hopefully seeing how other creators approach these ideas will help you get some new ideas and insights in your content creation. Before we get there, I just want to say that, you know, that last video where I was talking about how the hallways are completely torn apart, this place is looks like a war zone? Well, that's why if at any point during this video you hear hammering or sawing or like dynamite or a jackhammer going, that's what they're doing out there. It's great to try to edit television while that's happening, let me tell you. Also, just be glad you're not this guy. Now, when I first saw this video in the search string for the hashtag that we're using for the challenge here, I saw this pop up and I'm like, it's only 10 seconds long or whatever it is. I'm like, okay, well, let's see what it is. And then I watched it and I'm going, this is genius. This is amazing, because this clip has meaning and subtext to it in and of itself, just like without doing anything at all to it. All Catherine had to do was to recognize that, to hit record, and to share this specific moment. And it's so good. And we're actually going to be camping out with a squirrel for a little bit just to unpack things here. So right now, the thing is about the squirrel and the bird feeder. That's the service. The thing under the thing, it's about being held back from what we want. It's about frustration. It's like, dang it, that kind of a thing. Now, this is assuming that you're talking about this from the viewpoint of the squirrel, that you as the audience member are identifying with the squirrel. And, you know, we really don't have much more context beyond that at this point, which is totally fine. And evidently that's what Catherine was intending when she shared this, because she titled the video, "You Can't Always Get What You Want." So let's hang with the squirrel here a little bit more. I want to unpack some more ideas. The construction guys look at us like, what are you doing walking around our construction zone? And we're all looking at each other like, what are you people doing in our work zone? The thing under the thing does not have one specific meaning for all people at all times. It is driven by the perception of your audience. As in, everything your audience sees goes through their own mental filters, and they react however they're feeling that day, however much food they have or haven't eaten that day, if they're feeling grumpy or whatever. That all filters how your audience perceives your content that you create. And what it means is there's a potential range of responses for any given scenario. So, in the scenario of the squirrel, let's say that you see squirrels as furry pests who are always stealing your bird feed and scaring away the birds. Well, then you will be perfectly happy to see the squirrel getting thwarted from getting the food. But if you are a fan of squirrels and you always carry a little sack of food around to feed the squirrels when you go out for a walk, you look, oh, the nice little furry critters, then you're gonna be bummed to not see the squirrel get what the squirrel wants. And if you see squirrels as symbols of fighters against oppressive government regimes, then you're gonna feel something different entirely. Onward, furry fighter. Freedom! Dude, the man won, but you gotta keep fighting the man. The point is, everything is in your audience's head. and it goes through the filters inside their head. And so how the thing under the thing lands is pretty much up to them. Next idea. The thing under the thing can exist inherently in the content, or it can be shaped by us, the creator. Now, if we just take the clip at face value, we have a set of possible reactions that we can have. We can be happy that the squirrel failed. We can be sad. We can be disappointed that the squirrel didn't get any food, or we can know that the revolutionary squirrel lives to fight another day, all that stuff. But if we shape the content beyond just what we see, we add an extra layer of potential responses from our audience. Maybe something like this. Aww. Now here's where things start to get interesting. I'm adding reaction shots to what's happening with the squirrel. So if I put in a sad reaction shot, then that means that I am identifying with the squirrel. And that means that the audience would react to both the squirrel and to me. And maybe the thing under the thing in this would be disappointment. But I could change that. Now, if I add a grin or a snicker or a laugh reaction, then the thing under the thing changes, but it's completely dependent on who you as the audience member are and what you think about the squirrel and my reaction to what is happening with the squirrel. Because if you don't like squirrels, then you are probably going to identify with me and say, ha ha, we finally got the little pest, In which case the thing under the thing would probably ingenuity or ha, gotcha kind of a thing. But if the audience members really like squirrels and they want the squirrel to get the food, then the audience's reaction is going to be more a thing under the thing of injustice, and humans are really jerks to animals, that kind of a thing. So you can see here, it's like the more elements you add, the more potential combinations you have for saying different things and having them perceived different ways by your audience. So another big layer is always music. I'm not going to dig into the whole idea of music and how it works and how to pick it and how to place it and all that stuff, but I have done some videos on that. You can check them out right up there. Point is, your content has meaning all by itself, just by virtue of what it is, but receiving that meaning is up to your audience. They decide what the thing under the thing is for themselves. Because of this, if we as creators want to be clear on the message or what we want to communicate to our audience and have them take away, then we have to actively shape our content. And that is what happened over and over again in the submissions to this challenge. And by the way, other than the squirrel piece, I'm only going to be showing parts of certain videos here. So make sure you check out the whole piece in the playlist at the end of the video here.
I went to a park to capture images for a song I recorded, the one you're hearing, and got more than kids at play. Solitude, help, balance.
Catherine's piece is a beautiful, crystal clear example of the thing under the thing process. And not only does she add ideas and connect them to kids on a playground, she also adds a really cool extra layer based on how life affects her as a creator.
Mother F, that is basically just happened.
Story time. Today is a particularly interesting day in the fact that, well, I was able to do a trick on the trampoline that I thought I would never be able to do.
Enrique's story about working to land a specific acrobatic move is hugely applicable to all of us in whatever challenge that we might face. And the thing is, I love the fact that you see the struggle. It is impossible to watch him fall over and over and over and not want to know what happens.
Good times.
I've been told that I'm lucky to live this life.
Luck has nothing to do with it. Freedom and success is a byproduct of the ability to control fear.
Brad from A Nomadic Chef talks about how most people think about things like sailing and the ocean, and then compares that to the meaning that he attaches to those things. I love how he really digs into that mental space, and he encourages us to do the same thing.
Cultivating life requires a special kind of person. A delicate combination of patience, empathy, energy, and care. Day after day, it takes an intense investment of time and attention, often for little or no observable payoff.
Ian's piece is absolutely beautiful, and not just visually, but also because of the depth and the nuance that he brings to the comparison that he makes. It's the kind of insight that you can only find by having lived it for years. These are just a handful of the moments that you, the Story Greenlight community, put together, and you guys rock.
Oh. That's just a weed.
If you're new to the channel and you've found this valuable, consider hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a single video. And here is a playlist of every submission to this challenge, starting with the ones that I featured here. Watch down the list and think about what the content means to the creator, think about what it means to you, and how you can shape your own content using the thing under the thing.